Welcome back, folks, again to the show. Got some good news, got some bad news for today. I'm going to start right off with the bad news, get it out of the way, and then we can get on with the good stuff. The good stuff's right here on the bench. The bad news is, you know, I was sick for a long time. I'm still sick. I still feel it, but I'm way better over it. But came in the other night and went in, sat down, started to watch Gunsmoke. I like old Western movies and stuff. Sat down and started to watch TV. My wife's cigarettes were laying there. She started smoking again. I still hadn't smoked. And I kept looking at him laying there and thinking, you know, man, wonder if it'd still be good. Wonder, you know, if I choke or... So I got one out and lit it up. And it was good. Whoa! Alright, now for the good news. The good news is we're going to hear this Simon & Patrick tonight. And I was right about the MSP 4100 strings, light gates, .012 to .054, that he sent those with the guitar. If I can get the glare off of it so you can see it. And that's what it's getting. Now this guy, the owner, told me he tunes down one step, hold down from A440 standard pitch. That's the way I'm going to set the guitar up. You know, if I set it up for A440 pitch and he tunes down a step, everything's going to change. The neck relief's going to change, string action is going to change, the stress on the bridge is not going to pull up as high. Everything's going to change, and the setup's not going to be the same. So I'm going to set it up with these strings for one step below A440 pitch. But first, I got to put the strings on it. Before I put the strings on it, I'm going to buff the guitar and polish it because it's got fingerprints all over it. We're going to do all that, buff it, polish it, put the strings on, and I'm not going to glue the nut in or anything yet. Just put the strings on. I'll bring you back then, and we'll take measurements to see, you know, where we are. He wants 5/64 on the low E 12th fret, 4/64 on the high E 12th fret. So if it's not there, and I don't think it will be, we'll have to remove some from the saddle. I also want to check that nut action. I think it was a little bit high. I'd have to get my notes and look to see for sure, but I'm pretty sure it was. So I'm not going to glue the nut in just yet because we'll probably have to lower the nut action too. Anyways, I'll bring you back as soon as I've got all that stuff done. We're going to have to work about 30 minutes probably, and then I'll bring you back and we'll get into setting this guitar up, see what it sounds like. It's been a long time coming, baby. So let's do it! So I'll tell you all about this little funky problem I had as we go along the way. I wasn't going to say anything about this, and I thought, no, you guys probably need to know about it. A little incident that happened to me on PayPal recently. I won't mention the lady's name. That wouldn't do it. I don't hold her responsible for it at all. I hold PayPal responsible for it. So what happened was, this lady, she bought stuff off me before. Anyways, I get on PayPal one day and see where a lady had sent me $145. And then I get another $145 from her. Yeah, I didn't ask any questions or anything. Well, the next day I get up, log on to PayPal, and she sends me another $533. I'm not saying what any of the funds are for or anything, okay? But on that day, PayPal tells me she disputed all three activities. And I must refund her money. So I go, you know, the first 145 one, click on refund, start through the process. It says the funds are going to be taken out of my account. The funds, by the way, never did show up in my account because she put them on hold. PayPal put them on hold when she filed a dispute. Someone had unauthorized, the activities were done unauthorized by her, she said. And PayPal had put them on hold. So the money she sent never really showed up in my account. Yet it was saying during the refund transaction that the funds would be taken out of my account if I refunded it. And I had to act before June 2nd. So I thought about it a few days and I thought, well, I'll refund one of the 145s. And I did that, and it did not take the money out of my account by rights because the money never was in there. PayPal put it on hold because she disputed it, okay? No problem. So I clicked on the second 145 refunded it, same thing. It was not taken out of my PayPal account. But then I get a receipt saying that I paid like $6 and something, I think it was, for the account activity or some shit like that. So I had to pay $6 and something 2 times. And then just today I thought, well, I'll go ahead and refund the big one, the 533, I think that's what it was. And there again it said funds will be taken out of my account, which they were not. But this time PayPal charged me 18 bucks and something to refund this lady's money. You know, I got no problem with correcting mistakes, but I do have a problem when it comes to paying for someone else's mistake. I mean, it's totally wrong for me to have to spend over 30 bucks refunding someone's money that it was sent unauthorized by them. It seems to me that person that made the mistake should be the one stand good to pay whatever fees it took to make those wrongs right. So just wanted to fill you guys in on that. That's just something I learned about PayPal that's totally unfair. Now, you know, I was always taught if you make a mistake, you stand good for it. You know? So to me, it seems like the right thing to do would be for that lady to refund me my 30-some bucks, whatever it was. Because rightfully, she should have been the one pay for, you know, the transactions. Because I didn't do anything at all, man. Didn't even receive the money. It was put on hold. Anyways, I want to share that with you guys. Because if you use PayPal, it could happen to you. Who knows, man? It's just weird stuff. I thought you guys should know about it. Hope it never happens to you. Alright, I got the guitar tuned one whole step below A440 pitch. We're going to measure the nut action first. I have a 16 thousandths here, 10 and a 6. That's what I thought I remembered that being. I didn't even look at the notes. I remembered it. A little bit. Might be a little less than 16 on all of them. That's good. I like to see 16 myself. And it's a little less than 16 on the first string. Both under there. Oh yeah, quite a bit less. Well, okay, let's go down to 16. Let's go down to 10 and 2. The old rustic, ugly 2. That's 12 thousandths. That's more like it. 12 thousandths nut action. That's pretty low for an acoustic guitar. We'll see if it buzzes or not. If it doesn't buzz, it'll be okay. Third string's a little lower. The trash rod comes all the way back here. The adjusting head is just right there, man. Like right there in that brace. As the brace comes across here, the adjusting head is right there. But I want to come up here to the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th fret. Because we have some fall away back here on this guitar. It's not bad, but it has a little bit. And let me sit down where I can see. Just goes in there perfect, man. It's not lifting that string any whatsoever. Now this side will be a little bit tighter, and it is. It's less than 12. Yeah, I won't even go under there. Let me try noting the 19th fret. It still won't go under there. I mean, I'm forcing it there, but it lifts the string. Well, let's experiment here a little bit. 17. Might be a little bit more than 12. 5 and 19th. Same thing. Alright, it's very, very close to 12. It is 12 on the bass side, but not on the treble side. But that's, I've seen that happen quite a lot before. Alright, check string action. Low E at the 12th fret. He wants 5/64. Yeah, there's a piece of plastic on that thing to keep it from rusting. It's folding right where I need to see. 4, 5, 6/64. 4, 5/64. What does this all mean? It means we want to drop this 1/64. So we're going to take twice that amount off of the saddle back here to lower this. If you do this in thousandths, that's what I usually do it in. See how many thousandths that is. Right now we're at 90 thousandths. On the low E, and 70 thousandths, or very close to it, on the high E. So if we want that to come down to 80 thousandths, that's a difference of 10 thousandths. That means we have to take 20 thousandths off of this saddle, and man, that's going to be just about all we get from it. Alright, I've got to detune the guitar now, take the saddle out, mark it for 20 thousandths. That's double what we want the strings to drop, and put it back in, and I'll bring you back. I'm not going to put you through that. I've got hundreds of videos of me doing it, so I'll bring you back when it's done, old on. One thing I might mention here too, another tip for you. When you got to loosen all your strings that loose, don't just stick a wrench on it, key winder, and loosen it all the way up. You want to go like the third one's still up to pitch, so you want to bring it down a little. Bring that one a little, that one a little, and then start all over and bring them the rest of the way where you need to be. Don't loosen it like that and then move on to the next string. Loosen it about halfway where you want to be. You know, if you were up to pitch and you started loosening first string all the way loose as you needed it, second one all the way loose as you needed it, third one all the way loose as you needed it, then you've got a ungodly amount of stress on 3, 4, and 5 on the entire guitar. It's twisting the neck, it's pulling up on your bridge back here in a funky manner, and it's just not good for the guitar, so never do that. Just a tip for you there for free. Now we know we already have nut relief we're going to use. I don't think we're going to have any problem with any buzzing up here now, even with it that low. So I'm just going to show you how I should knock that glue off of there. Hold on. Here's a piece of rough sandpaper. Probably never find it. Yeah, here's a piece. Let's knock this old glue off of here a little bit. So the new glue, that did it right there. So the new glue can bite in. When you glue your nuts in, well, I always glue to the fretboard right here, okay? Because if you glue down in there, when you're getting ready to knock that thing away, there's a chance you could chip wood out of there. And people, I've seen them, they put so much glue on the nut, man. It's not necessary. Take your nut. I'm going to use Titebond Original in this time. Sometimes I use CA glue. And right in the very center of the nut, I don't know if you can see that or not. That's all the glue you need, folks. Take your finger, spread it out a little bit. And that is all of the glue that you need for your nuts. That glues the nut to the fretboard and not the part of the neck back there. So when you get ready to knock that nut out, you put your block up here, you're knocking the nut that way, and you know that's a better chance that glue is going to break away clean right there than it is if you knock it, if it's glued the other way, you know what I mean? Hope that makes sense to you. There's a wee little bit of squeeze out right here. I want to just get in there with the ice pick of all things. Make sure we're even with the sides of the fretboard. And that's it. It's perfect. And you make sure you got a good snug tight fit there. And that's all you got to do. I just wanted to mention that because so many people glue their nuts from the bottom side to the wood here, and you shouldn't do that. You should glue it to the fretboard, and like I say, it only makes sense when you knock the nut out that way. That glue in this right here is going to be the glue that's you know, put pressure on to let go when you knock the nut out without chipping out a bunch of stuff and screwing up a bunch of shit. Just for another tip, same thing applies when you are putting on your new strings or tightening them up, whatever. And these are all loose. Now I don't want to go cranking on this first and crank it all the way up to pitch without the others being, you know, near up to pitch. You see, I got it almost up to pitch, and then I'll fine tune it now. Now this is one step below A440 pitch, remember. Instead of an E, that should be a D. Here it is. It should be a A. G should be a F. Now because I had the saddle out, had it detuned, had the saddle out, sanded the saddle down 20 thousandths, I need to check everything again. So I got it up to pitch. I mean up to 440 minus one whole step. We got a 12 here. That's what we measured a few minutes ago. And you can hear that's exactly what it is. There's no popping ding noise whenever you pull the thing out from under it, see? That third string is a little bit tight, but it's a little bit less than 12 thousandths, but it's good. So now we'll put on the old capo and check for neck relief. Still got a 12 here. I'm going to note the 17th fret again. And I gotta get down here, sit down again where I can see it. That's exactly on the money, man. It is dead on the money. Does not raise that string. I don't know if I can reach that. Yeah, that's perfect. Again, it should be a little less here. Yeah, see that 12 won't go. Oh, there it went under, but it's lifting the string pretty good. And you can hear it when I pull it out. Hear that? Indicating that it's lifting the string. But that's okay, as long as it doesn't bust. We're going to check that just in a momento. Check string action again now. And we should be at 5/64 on the low E side, 12th fret. And would you look at, boy, that's just magic, man. That works every time. If you could just remember, however much you want your strings to drop, if you want them to be 20 thousandths lower at the 12th fret than what they are, then you got to take 40 thousandths off of your saddle back here. And it works, it's dead on the money every time. 5/64, low E, 12th fret, and 4/64, dead on the money. Of course, that changes over each string with the arch of the fretboard. I checked the arch of the saddle, by the way, and it is a 16. It matches the fretboard. I guess the only thing left for us to do to this puppy, look at that thing shine, man. Beautiful guitar. Is just Listen to it sing. It's about time, ain't it? About jolly well time, I think, old Lun. I checked the intonation already. It's dead on the money, man. Second string is a tiny bit sharp. That's a little bit flat here. Tuning. There we go. Perfect. Second string is a little bit sharp, but as low as that saddle is, there's nothing I can do, man. I mean, it's just barely got a tiny bit of string coming over the saddle touches. The saddle's so low. Remember when we put the straight edge on here, and I went back to the bridge and over the bridge and touched the saddle, but it might have lifted even a little bit. I mean, if you watch that video, one of the first ones on this guitar, you'll hear me say it just barely cleared. It's just barely enough. So there's not enough room there to intonate that second string. You can hear it a little bit. It was like 4 cents sharp, but that's as close as you're going to get it with that saddle in there that deep. Alright, let's listen to it. Putting my guns in the ground. I don't need them anymore. That big black cloud is coming down, like I'm knocking on heaven's door. 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 I checked every fret. That was me. There's the fret. That buzzing's me, it's not the guitar. Every bit of the buzzing you hear is me and my screwed up hands. It's not the guitar. I checked every fret off camera and it does not buzz anywhere, even tuned down like this. Intonation's good. Out of tune a little bit. haven't been playing guitar, man. Rusty as hell. This baby's ready to go home. I polished it up, but I've got fingerprints all over it again now. You can look at the body there, how shiny and nice it is, minus the fingerprints that will just rub off. So there you go, folks. The Simon Patrick guitar is done. It's ready to return to its rightful owner. I can hook the strap back up on it now. Hook the strap back up on it now the way it should be. And there you go. It's a done deal. And I think he'll be very happy with it. If he ever wants to tune this up to standard pitch, like I say, it's going to pull more neck relief into the neck, which is going to raise the strings. It's going to pull the belly up more, the bridge and the belly, this area here with more stress is going to pull it up. That also is going to raise the strings. I don't know how much. And you got to account for, you know, when you set a guitar up and send it halfway across the country, or halfway clear across the country, or on the other side of the world, that setup's going to change. There's nothing you can do about that. It's going to change. Whatever I set it at here, and I send it, you know, 2,000 miles from here, the environment's different, humidity's different, everything's different. And it's going to change a little bit. Usually it's not enough to hurt, especially on acoustic guitars. But one with so fine a setup as this, hopefully it doesn't change, because, you know, the action is very low, and lighter strings, and it's just a very fine setup. So hopefully it won't change, you know, after it gets there and is there for a month or two. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. I'm sweating like a pig as usual. Got the ACs running, but it's not the ACs or the temperature environment here. It's 73% humidity here is one thing. And like I say, I'm just getting over the sickness. But anyways, I don't know how long this video is. Thanks, cheers, see you very soon.